participants of this event, the guests. First and foremost, I would like to welcome all of you using this opportunity. I would like to mention that the Center for Strategic Studies under the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan marks its 10th anniversary, and as the Department for the Foreign Political Issues of the administration, would like to congratulate Farhad and the Center for Strategic Studies. Thank you. So the 21st century can be called the geopolitical atrocities, which has a great speed to develop. If we look at the world map and compare with the medieval ages, for example, where 300, 400 years were required for geopolitical changes. In the 19th century, 100 years required, and in the 20th century, only 40, 50 years were required. And now we can see that every decade has its own trend. So the world has changed from the one-polar world, and this one-polar world was about the euphoria that the world felt on growing the aggressive trends towards the Muslim world, on the background of which the fair attitudes were destructed, as a result of which the different marginalized groups emerged. So, in the second decade of the new millennium, the new geopolitical geometry has fully changed. All these processes show that they have the boomerang effect. With the new world order, the West already has been faced with the new challenges. So now the European Union has a political, economic, and moral crisis. Politically, after Brexit in Europe, the European centered integration is under the doubt. The Catalonia events have showed that the separatist endeavors also have emerged in Europe. Then it has also shown that some areas which have some more economic value does not want to bear the economic burden of the other areas in the Europe, and which has shown that Europe has tried to withdraw its endeavors, more active endeavors in the multiculturalist world, and it has not brought to some stability to emerge, which has resulted in emerging the new forces. The crisis that Europe faced shows that very serious changes are forthcoming. So now the idea of Eurasia without Europe are sounded very often from different platforms. So our region also has new challenges in the new era. The brother country, Turkey, has been expected and waited for in front of the doors of Europe. And in the West, unjust and fair campaigns and slogans against Turkey have been sounded in Europe, and Islamophobia still emerge in Europe. The European Union plays a role of the Christian club and functions as it was in the medieval ages, and which leads to the Turkic countries to come together closer, to have joint projects economically, and makes them to think about the mutual future. Therefore, the Cooperation Council of the Turkic countries was established in the historical city of Nakhchivan in October, and we are very happy that General Secretary of that council, Ramil is here, and we're very happy that Mr. Ramil Hassanov is here and has provided and provides his contribution to these discussions. We're very much encouraged to say that our mutual results have been also been realistic already, and most of our projects are geopolitical, as it has already been mentioned. For example, the Baku-Tbilisi Cars project is a special one. Then in the Eurasian transport map, a new picture has become true, which has allowed to form the new configuration and this area. It wasn't a coincidence that the installation of these railways made many different political forces to feel concerned. Mr. President, Mr. Ilham Aliyev, during the inauguration of these railways, he mentioned some countries, some foreign so-called forces didn't believe in this project. They thought that it would not be realistic, but we proved that it has been possible, and our strong will, mutual support, have helped us to do whatever we wanted to do. This has been a very good sign of the realization of all our expectations, mutual expectations. So in the Baku-Tbilisi Cars project, the Armenian press, when you follow them, what they have been mentioning in their speeches, the Armenian government, we can say that they are very much concerned. They try to convince the world. Azerbaijan and Turkey try to put Armenia under isolation, blockade, trying to isolate Armenia, and they are not economic. These projects are not economic, but only politically trying to convince the world. We can respond very simply. Yes, the normal Armenian citizens suffer from this, but the main purpose, reason is the Sarkisyan's regime, this junta which has been continuing the occupation of the Azerbaijani lands. The more the occupation continues, the more the normal Armenian population will suffer from this. So, I would like to also draw attention to another very special process in our world, in our region, the Republic of Kazakhstan, which has made a decision to switch to the Latin alphabet. As you know, most of the Turkic countries use the Latin alphabet, and the decision of Kazakhstan to switch to the Latin alphabet will enforce the cultural integration, will contribute in the further cultural integration between the Turkic countries. It can also only be applauded to. So, the relationships between the Turkic countries have been raised to the level of partnership. We have to also mention that the heads of the states have a lot of different directions in which they are in charge of. And one of the examples is the think tanks. And I think this is the 5th meeting of all think tanks, and such events have great contribution to our future mutual relationship, possible future projects that we will implement together. And we believe that these endeavors will continue, and would like to wish success in your future work. Thank you very much.